We are gathered here today so I can give you my saving money tips, and especially when you're going grocery shopping on a budget. But before I give you my first tip, I want to give a shout out to one of my French subscribers, Justine, who left a really nice comment on my first video on this channel. So I just wanted to say thank you and just recognize publicly how much I appreciate you. So now that that's done, let's go into the video. Alright, so my first tip is to actually go grocery shopping in the cheapest stores. And I know that might sound obvious for many people, but I find that in our everyday life, we tend to go to the stores that are the most convenient for us. So the stores that are the closest or who have the best opening hours. And sometimes we prefer going to one store that has everything we need instead of going to several stores that might be cheaper, but that might not have everything we need. So, we might have to spend a bit more time grocery shopping. So really, I think if you're on a budget, if you're trying to save money, let's say to buy a house or to buy a car or just for your own, your own vacation or things that you want to buy for yourself, you should really consider maybe changing your habits and changing the stores that you go to. So at the end of the day, it is for you to consider if it's worth, your time. For example, if you're used to going into one store only that has everything, that's super convenient because you can get your grocery shopping done in like an hour, and going to several stores that are cheaper might take you 2 hours. Like, it's really for you to consider what's worth more. Is it your money or your time? But yeah, I find that we tend to go towards stores that are most convenient, and these are most of the time the most expensive ones. My second tip is to never ever go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. That is the end of you if you go to a store and you're hungry. If you're anything like me and you're hungry and you go into a store, you'll want to buy everything, even things that you not really like, but you'll want them because you're so hungry. So always make sure that you have food before you go to the grocery store, that you've had food recently, so you're not starving. Because I know for myself that I can make a list of meals, I can prep the list of everything I need at the store, and I'm like, I have a plan, I'm gonna stick to it. If I get to the store and I'm hungry, the plan is out the window. Another tip is to bring your own bags. I feel like in 2021, most people know this, it's cheaper to just bring your own bag. You can buy reusable bags everywhere these days. They make them really small, they make them really compact. You can have one that you carry all the time in your purse. They're very convenient, very easy to have, pretty cheap to buy in the first place. Not to mention that it's also a lot better for the environment because, less plastic. Now, my next tip is actually something that took me a while to come around to, just because that's not really what I was used to. So I was used to actually going to the store, and I liked, seeing my options, being able to touch my options and all. But a while ago now, we decided that that was just a waste of time, and I wanted that time back to do other things. So it wasn't really a decision related to our financial situation or anything, but it actually really impacts our financial situation. That tip is to actually shop online and do all your grocery shopping online. There's lots of benefits in doing this. First of all, you're gonna get a lot of your time back. It's pretty amazing. Second of all, when you do your shopping online, yes, you don't get to really see what you buy and all that. That's I can hear my grandma say, I can't buy online because I like to buy, the ham that I know I like. But so sure, you don't get to do that, but you also don't get to wander the aisles of the supermarket, which is amazing because it's a lot less tempting. You don't get carried away anymore. It's pretty amazing. Another thing that I really like when shopping online is that you can easily compare the prices of the different products. So if you have similar products and you're not sure which one's the best, you can easily compare the quality of the product and the price it costs, and it actually can really impact your total at the end of the day. Another thing that's really cool is that as you add to your cart, the total actually updates. So you can kind of track as you do your grocery shopping online how much it's going to cost you, what costs you the most, what weights the most on your budget. And I think that that's really helpful when you're trying to save, because you can really see, how much money you waste on certain things and how much money you save on other products. So yeah, if that's an option for you, I would definitely recommend trying it out, see if you like it and see if you can actually save money. Another thing that's really cool is that you can actually see your previous orders. So if you're kind of like us and you like to like order similar products every we do it every 2 weeks, but like every month, let's say, it's really easy to like go back and pick the same products. So it saves you a lot of time, but it also can show you like the differences in your budget from last month to this month or last year to this year. So it's really cool in that way to be able to track, you know, how much you spend and on what you spend it. And finally, my last tip is to remember that you will pay for convenience. So what I mean by this is that you will pay for packaging, you will pay for things that are prepared in advance. So for example, my favorite example is mushrooms. Mushrooms can be, you know, sold kind of like as free mushrooms, so they're not packaged or they're not cut or anything. You have to do everything yourself when you get home, or you can find them packed in plastic, already cut in little pieces, so you just have to take them, wash them and throw them in the pan when you get home. Obviously the one that's going to cost more is the one that's packaged, because you have, like, the company, whoever it is, had to invest in a plastic packaging, probably had to hire someone to cut all the mushrooms or invest in some kind of machine that does that, which I would think that's the option they would pick, but I don't know. So obviously that costs money. That's a cost that's going to be reflected in the final price, which you're going to pay, and so it's kind of a waste of money, considering that cutting mushrooms pretty much takes like 5 minutes. You could save most of the time like half the price. So yeah, always remember that all things that are packaged, prepared, pre-cut, all that stuff are more expensive, and that buying things that are not prepared, not pre-cut could really save you a lot of money. So yeah, these are my tips to save money when you go grocery shopping on a budget. I hope that you liked the video, that maybe you learned something. If you have, you know, any other tips that you want to share, don't hesitate to put that in the comments below. And there will be a part 2 to this video, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next week. Bye!